Welcome to the Half in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast, streaming to you as part of the Joe's Disc Golf Podcast Network. And here are your hosts, Ben, Joe, and RJ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Half in the Bag Disc Golf Podcast. As always, my name is RJ. I'm coming to you from Northeast Indiana, and today I am drinking water. Because I'm getting blood work done in the morning.
Yay, blood work.
Did that. I think I know why you're doing it, and I did that like a month and a half ago. It sucks.
Yeah, but you get a discount on your insurance, so.
A substantial discount.
It's the rabies from the raccoons that you've had to fight off the course lately, isn't it?
I've actually had my rabies shots.
Oh. Okay, I was making a joke, but I feel like there's a story that we've missed.
Yeah.
I'm
for all the stories that were going on before we were talking.
I'm Joe, also from Northeast Indiana. I am drinking plenty of agua because I've been cutting plastic and fiberglass all day. And it was hot and humid, and drinking's a bad idea. Well, especially when you're working with a table saw. Especially when you're working with a table saw with a brand new blade. I may have cut my fingers while installing it. It wasn't even on. Bastard was sharp.
Hey, Joe, we're going to take your table saw from you, just so you know.
No. I like it. It goes brrr and cuts things.
But Joe,
how does it go?
if you do more drinking, then you get to do all sorts of trick cuts.
Oh, yeah. I have limited supply and have kind of screwed myself. I don't even know if I have enough plastic brackets to hang all the posters. You may notice that behind me, the audio listeners have definitely noticed, there are no discs hanging up. That's because eventually the curtain is coming down, and I will reveal the little man who's been puppeting me the entire time. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
Are you a marionette or are you a puppet? Because
marionette.
Okay. I was about to be very concerned for you, sir.
I thought we were about to learn a lot more about Joe's personal life there.
Just off to the side, completely ignoring that, is a 4-foot by 4-foot sheet of fiberglass soundproofing material that will be hanging up behind me.
Shaped like a flamingo. Interesting.
Yes.
That's a good shape for.
It's just off camera, just behind the flamingo's ass.
It's farting out the sound insulation.
Yes, it is. We haven't seen each other in a long time, and this is going to be a wild episode. Back to the rabies, though.
Yes, please.
Oh, wait, Ian, do you want to introduce yourself first?
I think you just introduced them. Back to the rabies.
Back to the rabies. I'll finish later.
So when I was living in Wisconsin, I lived in 2 different places, and I had to move house once. Packed everything up, couldn't get everything in the house because, I had one day to get everything out, so I threw some stuff in the garage. One of those things being my sectional. Whatever, it spent one night in the garage. And I was like, okay, whatever. Got it inside, no big deal. Couple days later, I thought I heard some weird noises or something. I was like, I don't know what's going on, whatever. Just go back to sleep. The next night, I wake up to a bat laying on my foot in my bed. Scared the bejesus out of me. I called my girlfriend at the time, who lived 45 minutes away. Now, keep in mind, this is like 2 a.m. Call her up. I'm like, there's a bat in my house. It's flying around. I'm coming over. I'm spending the night. And she's like, what? Is this like a nightmare or something? I was like, I don't freaking know what the frack is going on, but this is what's going on. I'm coming over. Also, keep in mind, this is December in northern Wisconsin, where we are in the middle of a cold snap. And a cold snap means we don't get up to 0 degrees during the warmest part of the day without the wind chill. So my car is freezing. I'm freezing. It finally starts to warm up when I'm pulling into her apartment. Come back like 2 days later. I was like, I can't find this bat anywhere. Call my landlord. We look, could not find it anywhere. Eventually, the next day, I'm making dinner and a bat flies by. I'm like, okay, I'm awake. This happened. What the hell is going on? So I'm freaking out. I'm just like, okay, so there's a bat in the house. I'm running around like scared as hell because it's a bat. And I'm not Bruce Wayne.
He just wanted to get cuddly.
Yeah, he did.
He wanted you to show feet.
Eventually, he lands on the ground, and I put a Tupperware container over him. And not thinking, I slide like a cutting board underneath and let him go outside. Now, I did have protection. I was wearing a sweatshirt, sweatpants, oven mitts, and a motorcycle helmet.
Nice.
This is like the worst Batman costume
my
ever.
Leonard Skinner Freebird motorcycle helmet.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I let it go outside in the middle of December. What I thought happened was probably that it found the inside of my sectional, and it got in through the back somehow and just was like, oh, this is a warm place. And then it came inside and I was like, oh, it's warming up. Time to go out. Yeah. So because of the bat in there, I ended up having to get over my fear of needles, and I got a lot of rabies shots. So your first round of rabies shots is weight-based.
Ooh. Oh,
I got
8
shots. 6 shots. Both shoulders, both thighs, both butt cheeks.
Nice.
And then you come back
That's the way to do it.
3 days later and you get another shot in your arm. And then you come back a week later and you get another shot in your arm. And then a week after that, you get another shot in your arm. So that was fun. So I'm probably not, this happened 8 years ago now. So I'm probably not current on my rabies shot. I probably should get a new tag, but I've had my rabies shot.
Yeah, your wife really can't keep you in the house until she gets that new tag.
I know.
It's not safe for the
It's mostly
baby.
because of the cat. You know, she's worried about Lucy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh,
Yes.
that was the story. So you didn't let the bat bite you so you could become Batman.
No, then I would have become Morbius. Get
No,
your
you-
comic book straight, man.
No, you would have become Man-Bat.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess it depends. Are we
Or
talking
Mobius.
DC or Marvel?
Well, that's true. You
Both
know
are
what?
correct. Man-Bat and Morbius.
You'll
Definitely not
be
Batman.
Man Morbius or Morbius Bat, and then you can do both. Yeah.
Hey, either way, I can't be worse than that movie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's not that good.
RJ is like, I'm tired.
I'm going to sign out and watch the Home Run Derby now.
Hey, I was really surprised.
Yes.
Albert Pujols made it to the second round. I was stunned.
Nice.
He was the 8th seed going up against the 1 seed. He has 6 home runs on the year. He's 42.
He was saving it up for today, man. He was
Apparently.
like, you know what? The
We
Derby.
all know that
The Derby's the only
42
place
is the
to.
meaning of life.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well-
pulling everything out right now. I am full of it.
It's
I mean,
it's the
42 is
answer
significant in baseball
to the
too.
question.
Jackie Robinson,
Jack, yeah,
they made a movie about it.
he did. It was
42.
pretty good.
The fridge.
I haven't seen it.
What? Super Bowl shuffle? Huh?
Yeah, I was
I'm
really
sorry.
confused on the part where they started fighting and the train was going by, and
But in the end, they got the princess back, so it was good.
It all worked out.
So this is a disc golf podcast.
Yes.
We're
Again,
in a
welcome to
league
the Half
of
the
our
Bag
own.
Disc
Yeah,
Golf.
see?
Oh.
Whoa, yeah, see?
There's no crying in disc golf.
Just rub some dirt in it.
Yeah. So another funny story from one of the tournaments I played.
Oh, good segue.
Hang on,
Okay.
Hang on.
We'll get
Let's
us
let
into
Ian introduce himself, and then we'll hear that story.
I mean, come on, let's be honest. We've already heard my name. We know who I am. I'm Ian.
We're 11 minutes in.
We're 11 minutes in. I apologize for everybody. I'm recovering from being a walking
Pack a day smoker.
smoking cigars for my day job. The joys of toddlerhood and all of the germs that they give you because they just love you so much. They're like, hold on, let me blow germs directly into your nose. And you're like, thanks, Bean.
Hey, Dad, I got a question. Yes.
Dad, taste this. I don't want it. Thanks, Bean. Anyway,
I used to think I had a good immune system. Turns out I was just really good at avoiding people that sneeze directly into your eyeball.
Yes,
your mouth.
essentially. Hey, let's be honest. It just gets somehow everywhere. It's like sand at the beach. You're like, how did you? Whatever. I'm sick now.
Like, sports,
Yep.
everywhere.
But so I'm also drinking water. I'm just going straight past that one too. So I apologize. It's going to sound a little weird on my end with audio. And also, like I'm, chewing a lozenge all the time because, well, it's one of the few things that keeps me from coughing constantly. So
yes,
I love all of you. Sorry, audio listeners, but right at the end, I'll get you some good, weird, masticating audio, just for those few people who are like, "Oh, that was weird," but I dig it.
This will be the ASMR portion of the Half in the Bag Disc Golf podcast.
Oh, I don't like it.
I'm pretty sure that's not allowed on YouTube. There are other on-demand video sites that might be allowed on, but not YouTube.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so Joe.
Okay, so just tournaments.
Last time we talked, I've played one tournament. But I think you had a story about one of your tournaments.
Oh, well.
Let's move beyond whatever that just was.
Fort Wayne Outfitters Open was just a mixed bag. I would have a phenomenal drive and just follow it up with like the worst upshot or miss a 15-footer. It was awesome. But, that wasn't the fun one. It was actually the crush at the Commons, where round 1, I pooped the bed. Round 2, I nearly pooped my shorts. So
that's
round
a lot of pooping.
1, hot, humid. I thought I drank enough water. Thought I was doing all right. Apparently, I had some minor heat exhaustion starting to set in. I never really got into the air conditioning, so I never really cooled off. It was never really sunny, but again, it was like 80 with 99% humidity. So not really cooling off. I am... let's see, there were 10 people. I'm sitting 7th going into the second round, final round, whatever. And I start out, I got 7 of 8 birdies, or was it 8 of 9? Like, I am on a tear. I'm just, shots are great, drives are great. All of a sudden, my tummy goes, and I am as about as far away from a bathroom as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And there's one way up a hill, way far away. So I have to take a little something off of each drive before I leave a little something on the tee pad. It was,
Were you
I
doing your
texted my
best
wife, I was
ballet? Just a little bunny hop?
Yes. I was like, I texted my wife, I go, do you know how hard it is to play disc golf and not poop your pants? And she goes, I'm laughing with you, not at you.
I'm laughing directly at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a good
I don't
story.
know what the worst part was. The fact that like my first round was so terrible or my second round was like awesome until that. Like, and then after that, I think I got one birdie. I got 2 double bogeys and a bogey, or however the math adds up to being, instead of shooting like 7 or 8 down, 3 down. So it was,
At that course, that's tough.
they did change basically everything to a par 3, except for a few of the long ones. The 500-foot holes were par 4s. Otherwise, normally the way that course is, the 500-foot holes are par 5.
Not on U-disc.
Oh, it depends which layout, I guess. But on the sign, I'll say that.
Oh,
There's a lot of par
sign-
4s. There's a lot of real soft par 4s that they took out that they made par 3s. And then they backed up hole 6, 5, the one where you're throwing down, but the tee pad's like angled downwards. They made that the longest drive, and they moved the basket across the path. So it ended up being like a 600-foot hole.
Interesting.
That in practice, I made middle of circle 2.
I cannot think of what hole this is.
It was hole 6, I think. You're throwing down the hill, and the tee pad is like angled downwards as a slope downwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the wind was blowing just right where a forehand, and I just lasered that out in practice. And so I throw it OB in the first round and have a thrower for the second round. And I'm just like, this is bull. I don't want to poop my pants.
Yep.
Oh man.
I mean, I feel
agree
like
with you, though, about. Oh, go ahead, Ian.
Oh, I was gonna say I that problem is always the worst in the slightly off season, since most of the disc golf courses, the bathrooms are usually portable, so they're all gone anyway.
It would have been nice if there was a portable one
Anywhere else
anywhere
on the
on
course.
that course.
Yeah.
Because there's one permanent one that is up by the parking lot, which is still 500-600 feet away from hole 1.
Yeah, I mean, you get pretty far away from.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, most disc golf courses that aren't like, champion probably don't have a bathroom somewhere, and they like, oh yes, here's the place where the spectators and the crew and everyone can go to the bathroom when blah 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 blah.
And it's a very lightly wooded course in the parts that are wooded. So it's kind of like Castaldo, where yes, there are trees, but it's not like you can even hide behind one to really take a pee.
You can't dig yourself a cat hole.
No, I was close. I was ready. Here's the thing is like
I'm gonna take this disc I never use and find the softest crowd.
two of the holes run right along the Angola sewage treatment plant. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
they do.
Well, it's
the way the
already
wind
going
was
that way.
blowing for the second round, I was like, yes, that was the sewage treatment plant, and it does stink. By the time we were on 17 and 18, my stomach was making some weird noises.
Why didn't you just pull a Paul Macbeth and go to the nearest taco joint?
I was also scared to walk away. I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
If
With
I
my
stay on the
stomach.
course and I clench as hard as I can, nothing will happen.
Yes.
I'll just.
Oh boy.
Are
Hang on,
either of you
guys.
guys?
I'm going to need you to wait here for like a half hour by the time I walk there and then sprint back. Mostly just the walk there.
Are either of you guys? Are either of you guys Bob's Burgers fans?
I've seen a few episodes.
All right. Well, there's a visual gag with the daughter Tina. She gets diarrhea, but her love interest Jimmy Jr. wants her to come jump on a trampoline, and so she's worried about jumping on the trampoline.
Oh,
So
no.
she, her sister and brother give her some stilts. So she's on stilts, and she clenches him back and waddles out to get her kiss, and then waddles to the stall. And I could only imagine Joe not on stilts, but just waddling to the
I had
nearest
to pull
restaurant.
my cart. It was awful. it was the most miserable tournament I've ever played. And it had nothing to do with how the tournament was ran. They did a great job. It was awesome. It
You
was
personally, however.
It was just personally, it was my own little hell. And then I think because of the very slight heat exhaustion and dehydration, and then my daughter teething, I ended up with a migraine on Sunday yesterday. And I just it was awful. Yeah. And while the migraine I got migraine medicine 4 years ago, and I'm still working on that first refill. They only gave me 8 pills. I still have 3 left. So I do not get migraines very often. But the problem is when I take it, then I also get dizzy and woozy and just I am useless. So eventually I'm just I turned to my wife. I was like, I need to take my drugs. I'm sorry. It was only because my daughter was screaming because, she was teething and we were torturing her. Mm-hmm. And when I say torturing her, I mean, my wife wanted some paintings. And so we put some paint on her feet and put it on paper. Yep. And a cruel and unusual punishment, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say that you were trying to give her a bath or something.
No, she loves it. She loves water. She's a fish. We signed her up for another round of swim lessons because she loved it so much.
That is good though.
Very good, yes. Although now it makes bath time a lot harder because she wants to swim around and splash and do all this. And I was
Every time.
Yes. So that was my fun. There's nothing left. I have no dignity. I've got rabies shots. Almost pooped my pants.
I was going to say we take an extended break and the listeners get one hell of an episode. They get ASRM and then they get poop. What more can they want?
I mean, there's the great story of me just straight up getting old in the middle of a tournament. So I played my first 2-round tournament, 2-round single day tournament, in a couple years. A couple weeks ago at Fort Outfitters.
Which that was the last one you played too.
Yes,
a couple years ago.
Last 2-round tournament. Yes. And I was doing okay. I was, a little. First round went okay for me. I was on a tough card. I was with 3 guys that were in the top 10 going into round 2.
Yeah, your division was huge.
Yeah, my division was huge. So I was a little bit below middle of the pack. I didn't do great, but I did well enough that I wasn't constantly at the bottom of the card. And so through the first round and a half, I went a total of plus 9, I want to say.
Not bad.
Yeah. For basically
and
27 holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 27 holes and 3. Between a technical course and a course that does not play my strength at all because it's relatively long course.
Mm-hmm.
the last 9 holes I went +9 because my arm was jelly. I lost all sense of touch, and I lost. So I wasn't getting close enough.
I think he is choking on his lozenge.
No, you just made me cough really hard.
Oh,
My diaphragm is
resist.
spasming so hard right now. Ooh.
breathe it
Yeah,
out.
you
Breathe
caught
it
me
out.
with that one. I was not expecting it. All right, well played. Well played.
Oh, I'm gonna pay for that one.
Yeah. Okay.
We could cut that part out.
Good. So
I mean, let's
anyway.
be honest here. The editor's lazy. Come on now.
Yeah, the
You know it'll
editor's
stay in.
not gonna cut it. There is. I will give it a 0.0% chance that the editor makes that cut.
He might make a like random beep noise over it. He'll be like, boop. Here, the editor can use that sound effect just for all censorship from here on out. Boop.
Burp.
Boop.
Hang on. 3-part harmony. Ready? And
Boop.
Poop.
no, that's what you did.
Metaphorically and physically.
Yes. Well, maybe if
Metamorphically.
Caitlin wasn't using you as a puppet.
Yeah. She just likes me because of my charming, boyish good looks.
All right, time to make the money.
Oh man,
Ah,
this podcast is
proctologist
really
now?
crappy, guys.
well, no, I mean, see what you did down there. Yeah, she's got to get ready to be the puppet master.
Yeah. And RJ has left. Yeah.
I win the episode. All right, shut it down. We're done.
If anybody's still listening, 28 minutes in, congratulations.
Oh man. So yeah,
Oh.
I was playing and my arm started to get sore, and I was throwing a fair amount of forehands.
Mm-hmm.
I felt better. My forehand was feeling better going into the tournament. Fort Wayne typically, or PFW is typically a more forehand friendly course.
Yep. Shof is just, what can you throw far?
Yeah, which my forehand is my back. So
Samesies.
it's almost like really well.
That's not me.
No, it's not. It's
Scott Stokely.
no. I was
YouTube.
gonna say it's the physics of flight guy whose name is totally escaping right
Danny
now.
Lindahl.
Danny Lindahl. Yes.
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
Hockey player.
Probably.
Anyways, yeah. Go ahead and yell into your headphones and tweet at us. Let us know about it. But anyway, so I'm feeling pretty good about it at what's effectively the turn, and then we get backed up a little bit. I'm 27 holes into the tournament, and my arm just goes goodbye. And yeah,
I'll meet you at home.
yeah. Hey, you can stop anytime now.
Yep.
So that and the weird thing was affecting my backhands.
Hmm.
Yeah, but more so my backhand approaches. because I just didn't have the finesse, which is on holes that are constantly around 300 to 350, and I throw 250 to 275, probably closer to 225 by minute. And, yeah, it's,
Gets to you.
tiring. Yeah, and then some mental mistakes. I ran a putt that I said to myself I should not run this putt, otherwise I would be bogey.
And you were right.
I was. And it was not even an easy bogey putt.
But you at least
saved it.
You recognize that you were wrong before you did it. You'll learn.
Yeah. It was
slow learning
sitting
robot.
there looking so pretty for birdie, and I'm just like,
yeah.
oh, I can make this putt. I can make this putt. I cannot make this putt on hole 20 or on hole 30 of the day.
Yep.
That was a learning experience. But otherwise, I felt pretty good about it. You know, disappointing end, but you know,
I hear you.
especially when you blow up and when your round blows up, it's kind of like the engine on your car blowing up. That goes to the end of your trip. Oh well.
Yeah, you know, when the piston rod falls out of the engine, usually not so good.
Usually not. I will say, I did play with a guy this past weekend who has a really good forehand, like to the point where I went, wow, how did you throw it that far? Because he does, I still outdrive him by like 50 feet on average, but he does like a little baby step and just throws it. And I actually do like a full hop, like a hop step, like a short stop basically. And so I'm just like, if you could add a hop step into that, holy crap.
He said, I've tried and it goes straight into the ground.
Oh, I'm never going to give any form advice or any ideas like that in the middle of a round. I'm not a jerk.
He's got his like little bowling talcum powder bag. He's just like, yeah, it just gives me extra grip. Just rip it real good.
Yeah, I have one of those.
It was more
It's
a chance to
climber's
do
chalk.
Nice.
It's actually a very specific brand called Unicorn Dust.
Oh, are you sure that's not just cocaine?
It's also fine grade.
Are you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they grade it, but get coarse. Woodhouse. Come on, Archer, you know this one.
Oh, yes.
Well played.
This is a good podcast.
So
and on that note, let's call it a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I already won the podcast, so
Yes, you did.
We can end it whenever you guys want to.
Champion.
You said that you read an interesting article, though.
Oh yeah, it was a far more lighthearted article than any news about the Disc Golf Network that you may or may not be hearing about in Joe's Disc Golf podcast.
Oh, hey, I think that's a good time to plug our sponsor.
Boom.
Joe's
Plugged.
DiscGolf.com.
Yeah, business daddy. See, look what I did. I'm synergizing. Yeah.
You can
Disc Golf
go and
Healthy.
find all your news and opinion articles there, and there is or is not a link to the new site, DiscGolfHealthy.com.
There probably will be if I remember. There should be. I'll say that.
Yeah.
If not, it's discgolfhealthy.com. If you want to learn how to strengthen your shoulder.
So that it doesn't fall off
Yes.
3/4 of the way through the rounds?
Right now,
Tournament?
the only article I have, 2 articles up. I have one, shoulder strengthening, that is all isometrics, so no equipment needed. And then I have another one where you have to get a resistance band. There are Amazon affiliate links in the article. you don't have to use them, but they are a brand that I use at work, and so does RJ. They're very, very good resistance bands that will last you a long time. They last me a long time, and they get used multiple times a day, 6 days a week. If you're using it 3 days a week, as long as you don't leave it out in the sun and let it dry out, it's going to last you a very long time.
But that's what I like to do with my exercise equipment.
Abuse it.
Let me rephrase. That's where my toddler likes to leave everything.
See, I just like to use my exercise equipment in the coat rack.
Yeah,
yes. I usually
handy.
use mine to dry clothes.
Got to make sure that treadmill is in use.
Yep.
Indeed. So I will say that unfortunately, this article was...
He's dying.
This is where I said this spasmic diaphragm was going to get interesting. This is not a business daddy article. This this is not a sponsor. I found it on greensplatter.com because I was just looking at just whatever. I was like, I'm still finding my way around this, into the hobby sphere. So, but they've got this little article that was why you should never ink a new disc. And I was like, okay, let's read through this. So essentially the TLDR of the article is don't ink a new disc if you are planning on reselling it, or if you are going to trade either one or a couple of discs in for something else to try out, because the resale value will go down. And I was like, I could see that, except for there are ways to remove the, permanent marker from plastic surfaces. But I was like, I've never actually tried it on a disc because I inked my discs and I've kept them forever. And even if I don't like throwing them, I'm like, well, it's a great disc to have for someone when they're like, I want to try out disc golf. And you're like, here, I don't care what happens to this. Have fun.
Yep.
Oh, random thought based on that. Joe, are you going to Leeds tomorrow?
If my wife lets me.
Okay, I might have you pick up a disc for me.
I'll have to let you know tomorrow when she wakes up.
Okay. Well, I'll have you pick up a disc for me.
Okay.
She's switching over to vampire hours. It may be late.
Yeah. Where is League tomorrow?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I bought an anchor from one of the local guys.
Okay.
Yep.
I have like 3 still.
It was $5.
Free 99.
Well, yeah.
I don't throw them. They have a sweet stamp on it. It's the next gen disc golf from 2017.
Is that the one with the car?
Yeah, the orange one.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Do they anchor down your bag? Do they weigh it down?
They're a decent disc.
No, I've seen Joe's bag. It's all the justices that anchor down his bag.
Yeah. So, fun thing about the Commons, the tournament I was at, the course I was at, I think I could count on one hand how many times I threw a mid-range in 2 rounds.
Interesting.
Because I was either that close or that far.
Yeah, no, that for you that makes total sense. Yeah,
Because there's a couple holes, like holes 1 and 3, where you are throwing like 200-ish feet, but like 30 feet downhill at least.
Oh,
So
3
is even further.
Yeah.
But I just
3 is short. And
well, yeah,
like
short but down. So I just
you might
chuck
take
a putter
more
out there.
vertical distance than you do horizontal distance on that hole.
Yeah, I just chucked a putter on both of those.
Yeah.
Just a big old hyzer and just let it. But yeah. But going back to inking discs, I usually don't ink them until I know they're going to make it in my bag, unless it's a replacement. But like, I lost a Justice, so there's going to be 4 more. It's like a Hydra. Lose 1 and it's 4 instead of 3.
typically ink mine before a tournament round.
Yep.
Again, if I know that it's going to be something that goes in my bag, or if I'm unsure. So I actually got one of the Orbit Escape, one of the Kona Orbit Escapes.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to go in my bag for the specific tournament I was playing. But I'm like, on the off chance that it does, I want to have some type of money. So I did what Joe does, which is just put a couple dots on it. So that,
Yeah, so you know.
As yours, basically.
Yeah.
So that if for some reason there is something that throwing the Kona
With the blue.
Orbit Escape in the same exact color as me that I happen to throw in the same round as.
I actually didn't throw my felons all that much at this tournament, but I threw my Kristen Tatar Grace a bunch. And that thing, oh, I love that disc. That is such a good disc. If I wasn't throwing that, I was throwing my Sheriff a lot, which is kind of abnormal. Usually I throw my Raider on a forehand. But
what speed is that Grace?
11.
Okay. That's what I was thinking it was, but I wasn't sure.
It sits in a weird spot in my bag. So I have 4 different 9-speed felons, and then the Sheriff is a 12 speed, but I think the Raider's a 13, and the Enforcer I think is a 13. So I have like nothing in between essentially, and that Grace, I need to do some serious looking into my bag and see what I can axe. I might get rid of the bounty.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Would
Really?
you say that your Grace is amazing?
Yes.
I know that you were a big fan of the bounty, so I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't throw it that much. And I don't know if that's because I've gotten more comfortable throwing putters. And that was kind of where I used it. Although, like, I will throw it on hole 7 at PFW as a turnover forehand shot. And just hope I make it around the corner and, like, dodge the trees and just get lucky, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
That makes sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat though. I ink a lot of my stuff just because I'm not planning on necessarily selling it for. I'm not planning on making money off of selling it. If I'm planning on selling it, it's to. Okay, I'm trying to get a couple bucks here and there to get a new disc or something like that.
Yep.
And I'm such a filthy casual that it's like, I haven't necessarily changed up my bag lineup in,
forever,
5 to 10 years.
Since you added the judge when we dragged you along to the.
Yep, added the judge and the king.
Yes.
That was like 5 years ago now? No, 4.
Probably longer than that.
It's 2018.
Was it 6?
So 4.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because you.
Yeah,
was that the bachelor party or was that before that?
That was that was right before bachelor
that was
party.
Before that, so it's probably 5 years.
But
still,
like I said,
it's a good disc.
Haven't really changed up the bag that much. Like I said, I'm a filthy casual, so I'm like, I guess I get it in terms of like, oh yeah, I'm like deep into the hobby, or I want to be pro or semi-pro. Where you're like, yeah, unless this is staying in my bag, I do see it.
I will say, there is one disc that I have not inked for sure, and not probably, never will. That is my harp that I got. That it was the Saki Bomb harp release day that I got signed by him. I figure it's probably worth a lot more with just his signature than mine.
Probably.
I'm also going to assume you're not necessarily hucking that plastic around though.
That's why.
Oh no,
I got
that's
lucky.
my go-to disc.
Yeah, okay.
I got lucky when I threw my Ricky Felon into the pond, and I watched it float for an hour, but never came closer to the shore. That my only other Ricky Felon that I had was the one he signed. And I was like, yeah, no. And then Dynamic Disc is like, hey, guess what? In 3 days, you could buy a new one. And so I bought 2.
Nice.
That's
And
good stuff.
We all know that the most expensive expensive disc on the secondhand market is going to be the gnarly ball crusher. Gnarly
Yes, it
ball
is.
ripper that will be signed by all 3 of us, and we'll ink it on the back with all of our numbers. Just
That
to
would
be
require me to have
super confusing.
Phone number.
phone number.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Totally.
I'm the only one with the PDGA number.
Yes.
And it's a relatively low number.
I've got a number. I don't know. Never mind. That I thought I had
8675 309.
309.
Oh dear. Oh, dear.
I had a joke and I lost it halfway through setting it up.
Oh man.
I think I'm running out of steam.
Oh.
I think we all are. As I'm looking through discs, as I'm sure my wife will be thrilled about.
Yes.
Ooh. What is the glory?
Potter.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Or a Civil War movie.
Yes. Also very good with
That's
Matthew
a really-
Broderick and
Glory? Was it
Yeah.
Matt? No, that's Denzel Washington and
what was the one with Matthew Broderick? That was
Wait, I thought the one with Denzel was White House Down.
that's a very different.
I was thinking Olympus Has Fallen, but that's Morgan Freeman.
Yes, Olympus Has
Basically
Fallen.
the same
they're
movie.
literally the same movie.
But
I
no,
was just-
Glory is the African American regiment, and they attack Fort. I can't remember. Now I got to
This
go
is
to the
a
magic
great
box.
story.
It
Yeah.
is. Isn't it a great story, everybody?
No, I was curious because I'm like, I haven't looked at TV's release calendar, and apparently there is a Royal Grand Glory Rebecca Cox team series being released here in a week or so. That is very pretty.
So Glory
It is
was
Matthew Broderick.
released in 1989. It was the
Hey,
54th
it's as old as we are.
Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, the earliest African American regiment, and it starred just a couple people that you might know, including Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Carrie Elwes,
Like the guy from Princess Bride?
yes, Captain
No, wait, I'm
Holt,
thinking of Andre the Giant.
because Captain Holt
Yep.
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Oh, what is his actual name? Shoot.
Andre
Brower.
Oh, yeah.
Brower.
Yeah. Andre
The
Giant?
GH confused me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only other person that I could recognize off the top of my head. So, yeah, there are some pretty solid actors in that movie.
It's just been a very long time since the last time I watched it.
I think I was in high school, so
Yeah, I was gonna say it was probably high school for me as well.
good movie though. Yeah, I totally forgot. But yeah, Glory, I believe that's a Potter. So's the Hope. Back when they were doing their text thing with disc golf, what was the podcast that it was? Disc Golf Answer Man. And when they released it, they put out some question like, oh, what should the next one be called or something? I said the prayer. So you can just say you're throwing up a prayer.
Nice.
And they're like,
That's pretty
that
good.
is dumb but awesome. I was
I
like,
was gonna say that's
Feel free
actually
to
really
use it.
funny.
I like that
because
one.
at that point they'd already released the trust, the glory, and the faith, and the hope. And I was like, come on, guys. Am I the only one who sees this? Like, really?
All right.
Come on, guys.
Well, when we release our new line of discs, we will have the Gnarly Ball Crusher, the Gnarly Ball Ripper, and the Prayer. We've got a theme here.
We do. Only the best names.
Oh,
Which, when you said Filthy Casual, good podcast.
Yeah, it is a good podcast.
They're hilarious. Bunch of Australian dudes talking video games.
Yep.
oh yes, you have mentioned this many a time before.
Couple times.
Not a sponsor, but still a
No.
fun plug.
But
Good rec.
tell them we sent you and see what happens. I don't know.
They'll be like,
They'll be like,
what?
oh, man.
Who the hell are these guys?
Yep.
Except for they'll use a different word.
They'll use
the
a lot
American-
of different words. Very
American-
colorful.
I was going to say, the American public doesn't really appreciate that word, such as the Aussies do.
Aussies Lopes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna.
Oh, well.
Nope. I'm just gonna close the door on that one.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yarp.
Closing the door. Like, Joe, you mentioned that the Disc Golf Network had, seems like they're closing the door on trying to get fans to watch their coverage.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch on that now, or do you want to actually talk about that in your podcast?
I could talk about it a little bit and see what you guys think, and then steal them as my own ideas for my podcast. Because
What?
journalism.
The exact same demographic.
That's what you
I'm
think.
pretty sure that the listenership for this podcast and the listenership for your podcast
Are the
Yeah,
same
it's-
four people?
It's all of my alt accounts.
It's the same four people. Three of them are on the podcast, and one of them used to be.
Yeah.
Until we
Hey, no.
fired his ass. No, not really.
No, he dumped us.
Yeah.
Ben, come back. Gonna
Yeah,
Miss you,
ugly cry,
buddy.
guys.
miss you.
Gonna ugly cry.
So-
Oh, this podcast has gone off the rails.
It went off the rails when I
ever
talked
off
about
the
pooping my
rails?
pants and rabies.
Was it ever on the rails? I mean, for real though.
We make our own rails.
We
Which explains a
march
lot.
the beat of our own rails.
Yes. So, Disc Golf Network is, if you're already a subscriber, or if you're a PDGA member, you can watch the European Open for free, like normal.
Sorry.
Oh, is she out?
Yeah, she was free.
Ah, that's unfortunate. She's really good. Like,
Disc golf is better with Kristen Stark.
it usually is.
Agreed.
But if you want to watch the President's Cup, which is match play of Europe versus USA, which I think Simon Lizotte is playing for Europe. Yes, I know he's German, but he's lived in the United States. He has a house and has a kid in the U.S. in Massachusetts,
Yeah,
Northeast.
They're playing by Olympic rules. Yeah, you
Yes.
know.
Which, hey, whatever. I just wanted him on our team.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Where did you get Irish play?
But if you
Where did the
want,
Northern Irish play?
ooh,
That's a,
that's a
That's
loaded
a-
question.
moving
But
on.
if you want to watch that match play, the President's Cup, which every other podcast that I've listened to that's been going on far longer than either of the ones I've been doing have talked about how awesome it is to watch the President's Cup. And the President's Cup is awesome. But if you're a DGN member, it's going to cost you $10 to watch it. If you're not, it's going to cost you $20. So, yeah, there's that, which is kind of lame.
That's
in my
live,
opinion.
correct?
That is to watch the President's Cup
Yeah.
at all, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
I could let me
I wasn't
pull that.
sure. Earlier, you mentioned that it was the same thing for
So
live and post-produced. I wasn't sure if it was
bonus coverage will cost you 10 or 20 bucks if you're a member or not. Sorry, 11 or 20 bucks. Sorry.
Oh,
$10.99.
okay.
Yes.
Strange.
Yes.
What
I'm just
I'll say it.
that's the live broadcast of the President's Cup on July 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Check out this UDisc. Okay, whatever. Post-produced coverage of MPO and FPO rounds 1 through 4 for the European Open. Event feature content, a short-form video on the event, players and staff interviews, and the skins match, post-production coverage, released the following week on Disc Golf Network.
So those are two separate payments, right? So if you are a member, you would be paying $9.99 and then $10.99 if you wanted the full package.
No, so you pay whatever your monthly subscription is. You get a discount if you're a PDGA member too, but it would be $10.99.
Okay, for both live
For
and
members.
post for members.
Yes,
Okay, so one
I believe-
ticket
yes.
purchases you both things.
I believe so. I don't have the whole thing here. I only took a screenshot of like the bonus.
Just because the fact that you were reading live coverage was one price and then bonus
That's
content
live
was
coverage for the President's Cup,
for the President's Cup,
which
Okay.
is the match play. The European Open is a major and it's free.
Got it.
Like if you're a PDGA member. So if you paid your
Yeah.
$50 to be a member, you get this for free, quote unquote. Or if you're if Disc Golf Network subscriber,
Yeah.
then it's just included. But if you wanted to watch the President's Cup, doesn't matter. It's going to cost you $11 at bare minimum.
I get why they have to make their money. They have to, but at the same time, like you said, it seems like something's really.
I'm now
good to turn
confused.
people-
So, at one point in the article, they say $10.99, and at another point, they say for just $10. So I
My
don't.
guess is that they're doing the gas station thing where it's, $4.59.
Yeah.
It's $4.59.
Oh, there's a discount code if you're a DGN subscriber. So I think they take off $9.99. I think there's just a typo.
Yeah. Well,
That is
Yeah,
either
whatever.
way,
It's
I don't love the idea that they're
gatekeeping.
paywalling. Yeah.
The
they're-
only
they're
ones who are
paywalling,
allowed to gatekeep are Gatekeeper Media, because that's the name of their company.
and not GK Pro, which always confuses me.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I see both sides.
I do, but at the same time, if you've got another crew that's doing their own thing, because Joe Mez and them have all kind of established themselves, primarily on YouTube, right?
Yes. And then they have Patreon for whatever and merch.
Yeah.
But standard
So-
content creator package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've kind of been rolling their own thing, and no offense to more traditional televised media, but big old middle finger, just double guns up. Like this is the internet. Like, if you want to be able to impress people and get people to want to pay for the content, then allow Joe Mez and them to run their stuff for free. Now, if Joe Mez is able to get a decent portion of this fee, then okay, because that's at least good for these guys. They're able to keep supporting themselves as well.
Yeah.
But my guess is the bookkeeping is pretty heavily one-sided towards Disc Golf Network, and probably very little going towards the post producers, who are
Yeah.
going to be doing a lot of work.
Which Disc Golf Network does its own post-production, sort of, for Silver Series, and it is poorly timed, to say the least.
I would say it's subpar.
Yes. The hard part
Per
is, like...
industry.
Yes. Which, please no one take this the wrong way. Like, industry standard isn't that high. Like, Jomez, it's great stuff. But we're still a couple steps away from ESPN or Golf Network, MLB Network.
Yeah,
Insert other pro sport that
this
has
is still super niche.
millions.
100%.
So when I say that, like, it's still great. I enjoy the content. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, oh, come on. Like,
yeah, but
and
if
then
you are
when
Disc
you're
Golf
below
Network
that-
and you're below it, like, come on
Yeah.
now.
yeah. And the problem is it's always late. So they'll do, like, first round coverage will come out maybe barely before round 2 starts, which none of it's live because it's Silver Series until round 3. And so when round 2 gets released, when round 3's already started, you're going to have some problems and you're going to have some angry people. And the problem is a lot of disc golfers have just kind of accepted it, which is stupid. The only way things are going to change is if we gently remind them.
By not buying their ridiculous package? Yes.
Yes.
And then yelling about it on Twitter, because those are the two ways that you can get things done these days, right?
Yes, of course.
I thought
But,
you were supposed to drop $40 billion or $1 trillion
I have lots of problems. You could just drop $1 billion. Just one. I'll be okay. I think I can manage.
Yeah.
I was
Throwing
gonna
cash
say,
at
hold on,
problems.
let me go figure out where I hit all those assets that
Yes.
I can use to buy Twitter. I
Yes.
mean, Disc Golf Network.
Oh,
Oh man.
Eventually going to buy that pink flamingo behind Joe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
was
working
a
my way up
gift.
the router, the ladder here.
That was a gift
Joe,
from
I'll
my
give
parents.
you 99 cents minus shipping and handling.
Well, at only 99 cents, it wouldn't pay for the gas to get to your house. And you don't live that far.
Send your cat with it.
Yes.
I'll send
Oh,
my dog
Lucy.
to pick it up from your cat.
Yes.
Well,
That would
no,
go well.
We'll
Let's see
get
which
Joe.
of them has a harder time moving it.
Yes.
We'll just get Joe to put it on his motorcycle. That way the gas will equal out the shipping and handling. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Here's the problem, though. My motorcycle is old enough where I get very similar mileage with
Yeah.
my car. My 2017, or is it 20? No, it's 2014 because I got it in 17. 2014 Chevy Cruze miles per gallon highway is like, I get like 34, 35. My motorcycle, which is a 1979 Kawasaki with a carburetor,
Yep.
gets around 35.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
question is, does your motorcycle actually work?
No, it needs tires, and that's kind of a sore subject.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Sorry, buddy. Love you.
it's a sad subject.
Love your cowie.
I know.
I'll
Me too.
I'll Venmo you some tire money.
Tires are really expensive for motorcycles.
Yes.
I think you could have
Yes,
stopped
they
at
are.
your tires are expensive.
I will be paying if I can get tires. I will be paying probably as much to have them installed and put on and actually buying the tires as I did to get 4 for my Chevy Cruze.
So what I'm hearing is you need to get a sidecar, so you tie 4 tires. I think that's
Three.
how that works.
3 tires.
3 times.
4 tires.
It's also got a training wheel on the other
Double.
side.
It's a double sidecar. We're gonna go full Metalocalypse. Have like
Yes.
7 sidecars.
Yeah. Brutal.
Oh,
Totally brutal.
I think we've gone fully off the rails now.
Oh.
I think.
I
You
think
guys
we
have
should end
anything
it.
else for the good of the cause?
Put
No.
this podcast down before it keeps going.
Yes.
Take
Really
that back
everybody.
old Yeller style.
If you are watching this, and
I'm
do
sorry.
not want to watch this, you can find this podcast wherever you get your major podcasts. If you are listening to this and want to watch this, please check with your physician to decide if this podcast is right for you. And also, you can find us on Joe's YouTube channel /Joe's Disc Golf.
Yep. Just that.
YouTube /Joe's Disc Golf.
Just
Wow.
that. Yep.
You can also follow us on Twitter @HalfInTheBagDG, where you can submit your listener questions and your pick for disc of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And,
We haven't done that for a while.
And we haven't done that for a while because I keep
Forgetting.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah, social media manager has been flat.
Yeah,
It's
so's the
cool.
Joe's Disc Golf one.
/ very, very busy.
Yeah, I hear you. But
This
Oh.
yard isn't going to grow itself.
yeah. So we're going to have to end this so I can edit.
Yes. Have fun.
Later.
Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Joe, Ian, thanks for taking the time to talk today. And everyone, enjoy your round. Bye.
Later.